friends, welcome to C Programming Tutorials Day 2. Today we are going to discuss about variables and data types in C. So what are variables? Variables are storage locations that hold the value of variables. In C, variable must be declared before it is used. So variable is some storage location where we store our data values. So there are different types of storage location like stack location, heap location. So there are different types of, if you store variables uh, statically, then it is go to a stack location, and if you are using dynamic allocation of memory, then it is going to store in that heap location. So that memory location we covered in another lecture. So next is how we declare and initialize the variables. So there are two ways to declare and initialize the variable. First step is either you start with first you declare the variable, and in next line you declare the initialize that variable, like declare int num, and in the second line num equal to 5. Or you can do both the things in the same line. You can declare and initialize the variable at the same time. For example, int num equal to 5. So here we are declaring and initializing that variable to value 5. So what are the data types in C? So there are data types, few data types in C are integer, float, char, and double. Integer is used to store the integer values like 1 to -1 or any other integer value, but it has a certain limitation that we'll cover in next lecture. Next is float. Float is used for storing floating point numbers like decimal numbers like 3.14, and character is for storing single character values like A, B, C, single character values. Double is for holding double precisions floating point numbers. So there are certain rules for naming the variables. Variable names must start with a letter or underscore. Variable names are case sensitive. Means the variable names, when you start writing a variable names, either it should be a letter or it should be underscore. You cannot start a variable name with any other thing like number or any other special character. Either we can use a letter or underscore. Variable names are case sensitive. If you write some variable name in small case and same variable name capital case, so the compiler will treat both as a different. For example, we defined a variable name in small case num int num, and in capital letters num, both are different variables. Compiler will treat them in different variables. So the variable names are case sensitive in C language. And we cannot declare the variable names as a reserved words. Like integer is a data type that is a reserved word of key, float is also reserved of key, double, and either many more there are reserved words of key. So that reserved words keys cannot be used as variable names. So next is what are constant in C. So constant, any value you want to fix that cannot be changed when you execute the code, or in another after 100 lines you want to change that, it will be not get changed, it will be fixed. Constants are fixed value that cannot be changed during execution of the program. So we cannot change in 100th line the value of, suppose we have declared constant in pi equal to 3.14159. So this value we cannot change in 100 line that pi equal to 4.1.4. This value is fixed. So as pi value is fixed, so we cannot change its value in also in mathematics also. So that values we define as a constant that nobody can change. In C it is defined as a constant. Nobody can change in another lines pi. They will not able to initialize pi to another value. If they try to do this, compiler will give the error. So In day two, we have two exercises. First is write a program to declare variables of different data types and print them. Okay, you have to declare variables of different int, num, float something variable name, initialize it to some value, double initialize some value, character some value, and print it. So and see the value, compile it and check the values. Next program is modify the program to perform simple arithmetic operation with the variables. In this program, we have to do some addition, subtraction, or multiplication operations on the variables you have to initialize. So that's all for this day 2. We'll meet in day 3. That's all for my side.